Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I like to thank Allah because Allah always blessing our everyday. Secondly, my salat and salam always be delivered to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad, who brought us from the darkness to this bright modern era that we live in today. Last but not least, I like to thank Miss Neni as a lecturer in curriculum development. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce my team, my group. My name is Halsana Bilahuda as a moderator and first speaker NPM 22020445 and Cindy Aulatifa and Siska Anggina M. Putri. So, the topic of our presentation today is the title of syllabus. The function of syllabus. The syllabus is development based on context standard of the independent curriculum known as learning outcomes for primary and secondary education units in accordance with learning patterns in each particular years. Learning patterns in each particular years, the following are some of the functions. Number 1, the syllabus can be used as a guide in preparing student books. Student books contain lesson materials, student activities, and learning evaluation. Number 2, the syllabus becomes a reference in preparing learning plans for all subject studies or managing learning activities and developing assessment of learning outcomes. Okay, number 3, the result of the syllabus development in the form of learning tools functions as a tool for actualizing the curriculum operationally at the education unit level, making it easier for teachers to carry out learning. Okay, the next material will be read by Cindy Aulatifa.
Okay, next material about elements of syllabus. In general, the syllabus includes core competencies, basic competencies, indicators, learning materials, and learning activities. The logical relationship between various components in the syllabus of each subject is a step that must be prepared to achieve graduate competency standards. Some components that must be in the syllabus are as follows. First is subject identity. The second is school identity, containing the name of the educational unit and class. Third is core competencies. As a description of competencies is aspects of attitude, knowledge, and skill that must be learned by students at school levels, class, and subject. Core competency is the level of ability to achieve graduated competency standards that students must have at each class or program level, which is the basic for basic competency development. Core competencies are a translation or operationalization of SQL in the form of qualities that must be possessed by students who are declared to have completed education in a particular educational unit. Core competencies include 4 dimensions: that spiritual attitude, social attitude, knowledge, and skill. These 4 dimensions are designed to integrate learning content, subject, or program in achieving graduate competency standards. 4 is basic competencies, are specific abilities that include attitude, knowledge, and skill relate to content or subject. Best competencies are the ability to achieve core competencies that students must obtain through learning. Basic competencies contain a number of abilities that students must master in certain subjects, such as reference for preparing competency indicators in a lesson. In its basic competency formulation, there are elements of thinking ability expressed in verb and material. Basic competencies contain attitudes, knowledge, and skill that are based on core competencies that students must master. 5 is competency achievement. Indicators are behavior that can be measured or observed to show the achieve or certain basic competencies which are used as a reference for subject assessment. Competency achievement indicators are measures, characteristics, process that describe the achievement of a basic competency. Indicators are formulated using operational verbs that can be measured, for example, identify, calculate, differentiate, tell, conclude, practice, describe, and demonstrate. Teacher can develop its basic competency into 2 or more indicators of achieving learning outcomes, according to the breadth and depth of basic competency. Indicators are markers of achievement of basic competencies which are marked by measurable changes in behavior, which includes attitude, knowledge, and skill. 6 is main material contains relevant facts, concepts, principles, and procedures, and is written in bold form according to the formulation of competency achievement indicators. 7 is learning is an activity carried out by educators and students to achieve the expected competencies. 8 is assessment is the process of collecting and processing information to determine the achievement of student learning outcomes. 9 is time allocation. According to the number of the lesson hour in the curriculum structure for one semester of 1 year. 10 is learning resources, can be book, print, and electronic media, natural surrounding, or other relevant learning resources. That's all material for me. Thank you.
Next, designing a syllabus for the Indonesian context involves several key considerations and approaches. The first is electric approach. Involves combining the strengths of various methods, competencies, and pedagogies to meet the need of students. The second is reading content area. This approach emphasizes the relevance of the subject matter to the interests and needs of students. The third is competency-based curriculum. This approach focuses on developing specific competencies and skills of students. Fourth is national education and curriculum development. The development of the Indonesian curriculum is influenced by various factors. These factors have shaped curriculum design and its implementation over time. 5 is syllabus design model. This model highlights the importance of considering the needs of learners and the context in which they will use the language. The sixth is collaborative teaching. This approach emphasizes the role of students as active participants in the learning process, working together with the teacher to achieve common goals. And the last is ESP teaching. The design of the ESP syllabus must focus on the specific needs and goals of the learners.